Lesson 1, Project Constraints. We learned in some of the definitions that projects need to manage constraints. Well, every project has to manage 4 basic constraints. They are scope, which means all the work that is being planned in the project, schedule, the time the project has to complete and deliver all the objectives, the budget, all the funds available, and the quality of the standards that are going to measure the quality of the project. All of these constraints are usually known also as the project management triangle. It is described as a triangle in which each side represents one of the constraints. Here we have scope, schedule, and budget. And in the middle, we have quality. It is said that when scope, schedule, and budget are in balance, then we can have quality in the project. But whenever there are changes in any one of these sides, that means there's going to be an impact on the other 2 elements. Let's see an example. When we have a project and we have an increase in scope, they're asking us to do more. What happens is that now my triangle is not in balance. That means that in order to do more work, I need to increase my schedule and increase my budget. So that by making those changes in my triangle, by increasing my budget and increasing my schedule, now I can have a new triangle. With that new triangle, then I can say that I am able to meet the quality of the project. The same thing happens when we are asked to do scope or the project with a reduction in budget. So if we are reducing the amount of a number budget, we also need to look at the 2 other sides of my triangle, at the impact on my schedule and the impact on my scope. And that means that in order to bring the project management triangle back to balance, I'm going to need to also create a reduce in my schedule and reduce my scope. So that at the end, I can have a new triangle, and in that triangle, I can gain again my quality. It is important to understand the relationship in these constraints. Any change in one of these sides will have an impact on the other side. That means that anytime they are asking us to have a change in the scope, we have to understand what that change means and how that's going to affect my budget and my schedule. If I'm adding a scope or reducing a scope, I might need to change my budget and my schedule. The same thing happens with a change in the budget. And those changes can even be an increase in costs or reduction in costs. That means what's going to be the impact in the changes on my scope and my schedule. And even a change in the schedule, they're asking for whatever reason the project is taking longer to do, then that means there's going to be an impact and a change also in budget and scope. Managing this constraint is something that happens during the project life cycle. And it's an important concept that needs to be understood by project managers. So that will provide you the elements and the tools to help you manage your project and be able to produce project quality.